That's not a comic book. Now that's a comic book.
Zorro, Clashing Blades. This is volume 2 of the Matt Wagner run. This I enjoyed significantly more than the first volume. First volume was good, don't get me wrong. It was a lot of fun and certainly enjoyable, but this I enjoyed much more because I don't really have much to say to complain about it. It's very heavily based on the original Curse of Capistrano story. But this one is, it certainly delves away from that a little bit and gets and ties into the first volume in some ways, like with Sergeant Gonzalez having the Z on his face and stuff like that. But there's this one moment in here that I've been talking about to just everyone who will listen. So there's this God, what's the guy's name? What is this dude's name? Major something, I don't know. Anyway, this guy's been slicing and dicing around the place for the entire book, and he's like shown to be a very skilled swordsman. And he and Zorro are in like a locked room together. And the guy says, "I've trained with the finer swordsmen in all of Europe." And then he cuts 3 candles in half with his sword without moving the candelabra. As he says that, he says, "As you're about to learn." And Zorro says, "Ah, but that is your shortcoming, Major." And then he slices at a candle and says, "For you see, I have trained with the finest." And nothing's happening to the candle. And the Major says, "Ha, your bluster is nothing but..." And then the candle falls apart into a Z, and it's still lit. That is the coolest thing ever. That is so friggin' awesome. Oh my god, I lost my shit when I read that. That was so cool. I don't even care if it's possible. It's amazing is what it is. That's just the neatest thing ever. And he's so pissed off by that show of like skill and bravado that he just goes straight for Diego. And like I said, this is based loosely off of the original Curse of Capistrano story. Just that the what's her name? I need to learn names better. Oh, crap. The daughter, the Lolita, I think her name is. She is certainly playing a different role, but it's that, you got the Major and Diego both seeking her hand, and she couldn't have any interest in either of them. She only really wants Zorro. And then at the end here, she discovers by Zorro saving her that Diego and Zorro are the same person. There we go. Good job. And they share a nice kiss by the moonlight and everything, which is cool. But no, this is just, it's continuing right where we left off the last issue. Just Zorro doing his thing. He saved the priest, and he's put the priest into the business of distributing the wealth that he's taking, since this version of Zorro is kind of like a Robin Hood style figure where he's stealing from the wealthy and giving it back to the poor. And so the Padre is basically like Friar John in this. And that's fine. I have no problem with Zorro borrowing from other sources and from things that he himself has inspired. But yeah, this is a lot of fun. There's a cool reference here to the original 20s silent films and to the 1940 Mark of Zorro film with Diego doing magic tricks with a hanky. That's pretty clever. No, but this is kind of like an ultimate Zorro, if you will. It's a lot of fun to read. It's not incredibly deep. It's just really fun, really, like, it's got a lot of gems in it. It's a lot of, like, just, that is so cool, or, oh, that's so much fun. And it's paying tribute to the things that have come before it in the franchise, but also to it's setting itself aside and being its own thing. So that's incredibly enjoyable. It's just a lot of fun to read, and this is a great Zorro book. Ultimately, while I enjoyed this more than the first volume, I think the first volume is, if not more distinct, probably just a little bit, if not better, it's certainly more distinct. Let me put it that way. Because that, with the whole origin and having Zorro be half Native American and stuff like that, that's pretty clever. That's a pretty smart way to go about it. Whereas with this just feels kind of like not a return, but certainly getting somewhat back to the roots, back to the original story, and going from there to just setting up a status quo for Zorro. I'm excited to get to the third volume of this, but I don't have it at the moment. But there's not a ton to say about it. It is more or less a standard Zorro story. Diego gets information by acting like a fool in public. Thank you. Diego gets information acting like a fool in public. Zorro rides in, saves the day, kisses the girl, curtains. And that's fine. That's certainly enjoyable. And like I said, as you can tell, I really did enjoy this. There's just not a ton to say about it. It's good. It's fun. Read it. If you're looking to get into Zorro, I'd say volumes 1 and 2 of the Matt Wagner run here are really great to pick up because they're a lot of fun. Anyway, everyone, thank you very much for watching.
That's not a comic book. Now that's a comic book.